gadget. So we end up with this. This is I like to use this because it's a fairly simple but very flexible rig, and it gives you a good idea of what a rig will look like if you had to work as an animator somewhere. Now, one thing is funky about this is all of the joints, because they're really big. So what you can do is either go to the show menu and turn off joints. Let's see here. So then joints are turned off, and that is probably the best solution for this. Another option you can use is to go to your display menu, animation, joint size, and then you can change the size of the joints to make them smaller. But really, you don't want the joints on for this, so just turn them off. There we go. So this rig has more or less all we need, and this is a very common setup for rigs. So we have like this main controller that can be used to place the whole thing somewhere, or make him walk upside down or on the side, and all things like that. It also has some extra settings over here. For instance, it has a smooth setting, so if I change that to 1, you can see it will smooth the whole rig, but make it slower in the viewport. So you should know that. Since this rig is not using joints, you can run in viewport 2.0, which will make everything faster. It actually looks a little nicer, and it also runs faster. Then besides the main control, we have foot controllers that can be used to manipulate the foot, or the feet if you like, and it can be moved. And this one has it actually has the option of turning on stretch, so that it can be a stretchy foot, so he's more cartoony. Also with rigs like this, there's often extra controllers on the individual controllers. So for this we have, besides the ability to move and rotate, they also have like heel peel. So that is an attribute that enables you to sort of like roll the foot across the ball of the foot. And the way I use it is I just highlight that attribute and then middle mouse button drag in the viewport. Another one is toe tap. So if we have somebody that likes the music, there is ankle pivot, and you know, this one is very similar to just grabbing the foot and then rotating this. But there might be reasons why you want to animate one thing at one time and another one. Then we have a toe pivot, which is rotating around the toe. So if he's like tiptoeing around, he can use that. And then we have the ball swivel, and this is actually best if we do the heel peel, and then we could add a cigarette and then do this, something like that. So whenever you get a rig like this, make sure to go through it and just investigate what sort of controllers are where. Also, you can see they have the pole vector thing here. So they can control the direction of the knee. Maybe it's easier to see if I move this up a little bit. So this thing here can control where the knee is pointing. Another thing you might notice is that we have these little signs here on the side of the feet, and actually they are at the side of the hands as well. And as you can see, for the hands, it has highlighted the letters FK, forward kinematics. So that is how we animated the first skeleton, by rotation of everything. And the feet has IK highlighted, because it's an IK setup rig. So you can see what happens here is if I click this and I change the FKIK to 0, you can see that I'm changing the manipulators. So now instead I get this thing here that I can use to like animate it with forward kinematics instead. So this could be good if, say, he was sitting somewhere, swinging his legs. Then it's much easier to animate it like this than to animate it with FK, because IK, because with IK what you're basically doing is the same sort of thing as you do with stick puppets. So everything will move like this. And that's also why you will most of the time not use IK on the arms. One time that is good for using IK on the arms, if you have to like stick the hands to something or push something, then it makes sense to do it. Okay, let's go through the character. We have like this thing here that will move the whole upper body. And then we have the really nice one. We need to put on some sexy music. Yeah, somebody called it the twerk control. That's a really good word for it. So that is what you use to just manipulate the hips on its own. And then there's spine controllers. For some rigs these are like movable objects, and for this one it's a rotation object, so you can rotate the spine like this. Ooh. A little further up we have this upper body control. So this is where you can control how, so it's and it can be moved as well. So we also have like these separate shoulder things that can be used to like lift the shoulders, like, I don't know. Well. And then of course, since this is set up for forward kinematics for the arms, we have these rotation joints here where we can rotate. And there's one here where you can see you can rotate it like this. And then we have the hand controller. And this is this one controls the wrist, and then this one controls the hand. And in here you'll see all of these controls over here. So we have like an index finger. 1 second, I just need to do this.
And
okay, but you get the idea. What this can do. Yep.
I have a question, how we can build the skin.
How you build skin? So you think like the body of the character?
Yeah, because we know how to build, how to create the skeleton bones, but how we can build the body or skin.
We are going to get to that.
Okay.
But that will be in 3D production number 2. You will get to do like a rubbery character, a little bit like this, so you can rig it. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Also, for this, I mean, you can go in and turn on IK, and then you get this box instead, and that box can be moved around so that he can do like the Egyptian walk and stuff like that. There's also controllers for the head, so we can move the head. Or rotate it.
That's scary.
Yes. And there's also controllers for the ears, so you can do like what, and they can also so. Then as a special thing, or what actually, note, when we make the arms IK, we get this like elbow controller, just like the knee controller, that can control where the elbow is pointing. So if we do this one can control where the elbow is pointing. And if we turn that back to FK, you can see he goes back to the other position. And if you just do it slowly, you can see he can do FKIK blending, so he can do an in-between step between two different poses. So if you animate something doing IK, maybe he's holding his hands on something, leaning on a wall or something, then you can actually animate this FKIK transition so he goes into like swinging his arm, something like that. The character also has a special camera called the bloke Facecam there. And the idea is that no matter what you do to the character, this will stick to his face, and then you get to work on all of these controls. So for instance, the eyebrows, eyes. And see, they did this nice little thing where as he rotates his eyes, he's actually pushing the flesh around them. He can squint. And he can do the brow thingy. He can do
nose, eyes.
Yeah. You have this for the upper lids and this for the lower lids. So this. Then there's if we open the mouth, we have this tongue controller as well. If you have to make him talk like really in a really detailed way, or sing like or maybe lick his something. So this is the jaw, upper lip, narrow, wide.
Can he smile?
Yes, there is a mouth emotion. And then you can do the left, right, or in, out, lower lip. So you can play around with this. Now the thing is with this character, we can turn off the head controls up here on the face, so we don't have to look at them. For a walk, this is slightly different because now we have the feet, and actually feet are, the bigger the feet are in relation or in proportion to the rest of the body, the more difficult it will be to make somebody walk. It happens a lot in cartoons that they have like really big feet on like rabbits and stuff, but to make it walk real in a 3D world is a bit tricky. But you can do it, I'm sure. I believe in you. So just zero out this character. Let's see there. There, 0, and then we have this one. So, okay. So we're ready, and he looks slightly confident that we can do it. So we will try to do a quick walk with this one. Exactly the same as we've done before. Move him down a little bit. Then move the feet. See, oh! That happens when this thing gets behind the leg, so we just move it out in front. So this is like a really wide stance. We'll just move that in like there, I think. Maybe move him up a little bit. And then move this forward. And this is one of the points where we can choose to do the thing one way or the other. This one, if we want to. But actually, I like to sort of like just rotate this. There we go. Move it slightly forward. So there we have pose number 1. Put a key on that. Put a key on that. Put a key on that. And do the same thing for 25. There we go. 13 should be the exact opposite. So this one is at blah 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 minus 29. So this one should be at blah blah minus 29. It should be the same. That is around there. Doesn't have to be exactly the same. Just something similar. Put a key there. This one, put that to 0. Move that back. Is that around there? I think it was right there. Let's see. No, okay, so it's only, oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. So we have this. Not quite what we were after. Okay, I needed a key on that one. Okay, so we have again frame 7. And see, this one is moving forward, that one is moving back. So this one should at least be flat, like so. Put a key on that one. Oop, that was not it. Put a key on back ball control. Stop. I did something there. Okay, that one. Key on that. And this one should be like the other way. And there you see the issue with big feet. He has to lift them like quite a bit to get moving. Put a key on that. And probably raise him up a little bit like so. Good. So we have this. Not too bad. Then we have this one. Should go to 0 at 19. There. And we just put a key on that. And this one should go up and lag a little bit, like so, and then it should go up a little bit more, and maybe back a little bit there. And then we forgot this one, and then middle click 19 and put a key. Okay, let's see how this works. It's not bad. It actually works sort of a little bit. What we would like is that maybe the foot here hit the ground a little earlier, so put that there, and then put a key on that one, and then this one goes over here, and then there we would have that there, and then put a key on that one. Let's see how that works. That works a little better. You sort of get the feel of the foot coming down. And here we go to do the magic. We have this fella here, the twerk control. Here we can go and do stuff like just make it come over like so, and that should be the same at 25, and then at 13 it should be the other way around. There we go. So now we already have it. It sort of works nice. And you can work with these things quite a bit. For instance, if we look at the feet here, if we open the graph editor, okay, you can see that, for instance, the movement in the x-axis is just flat. But what if we wanted him to sort of like walk like a cowboy, you know, like swing the feet out? So the feet should swing out here. So at 19 it should be out. So let's grab that key here and then just move it up a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Just maybe move it, oh, that's really a lot. Let's just move it up a little bit, like so. It's just a little bit there. So we get this. Something like 0.15. And do it the same thing with this one. But that should be over here. And then move that, it should be the other way. There. So now we have this. So he's walking like somebody put something in his pants. But we could move the whole thing over so that it will be maybe more like this. And for the other one, it would be more like this. There you go. So that is sort of more like a lot of people walk. Especially if we go to this thing here and maybe make it a little more and then so oh yeah. And then we can move on to his upper body. So here we will rotate this the opposite way and do like this. Key there, middle click there, key there, 13. That should just be like the opposite. This will be like minus. There we go. Nope, that was not the right thing to do. That one, minus on this one. There, and minus on that one. There we go. And put a key on that. So we get this. Oh yeah. And then of course we can start working on the arms. Frame 1. This one is fine. Put a key on that one. Put a key on 25, yeah. And the other one, frame 1. Move it back a little bit. Put a key on that. Put a key on that. Go to 13. Then this should be forward, and the other one should be back. There. Let's see how that works. Ooh. And if we then do like this. Oh yeah. So I'll just leave it to you to sort of experiment. Of course I haven't limbered up the arms here. Maybe I should. Like just do this quickly for this one. And then say, okay, maybe forward a few frames. It should be like, there we go. And then this one, forward a few frames and go that one. And actually then we could do the same for the other one. Go back, key, key, key. Move forward a few frames. Let this lag a little bit. So it's like, oh, that was the wrong way. We need to go the other way there. And then this one go, ooh, this one go back the other way, like so. So now he's really like, oh yeah.
Then ready.
Yeah, he's quite limp. So we could of course do a little more with the hands here, like keyframe those, go to 4 and just let these like go back a little more, go there. I think you get the idea. There, put a key there, so. Oh. So that is typically the way you're working. You are like working outwards. You start with like the biggest body part and then you like move your way into, if you want to go all the way in, you could do the next thing, you could do the fingers and I don't know. If he had a tail, you'd do the tail swing at the end, or maybe he had long hair or a ponytail or something like that. You'd start working on that. So, yep, that took a long time again.